Rodgers was able to lead Green Bay to a convincing win over the 49ers last night and put up impressive numbers along the way. Rodgers racked up over 300 yards through the air and 4 touchdowns in the 34-17 win. Green Bay led by as many as 31 with 6 minutes to go in the fourth before San Francisco was able to score in garbage time. Fox Sports NFL analyst Michael Vick joining us this morning. Mike, good to have you. Could you please give Aaron Rodgers a letter grade for his performance last night?
Shannon, you're going to like this, man.
What we get?
I'm going to give him a strong A. I'm talking about a strong. Probably an A+.
A+.
Gotta go with the A+. Gotta go with the A+, man, because for the sheer fact that he only threw 6 incomplete passes, I think says a lot about where Aaron Rodgers is right now. Even though he was going against the San Francisco 49ers defense, they had a bunch of new faces. It's still hard to go into a game and throw only 6 incomplete passes. You can have 4 touchdowns. You can have 300 yards on any given day. And in order to be able to do that, you got to be clicking on all cylinders. The accuracy has to be there and the decision-making. And, the reason why I validate that point of throwing 6 incomplete passes because it's so hard to do. And when I was in Philadelphia, we used to go, into every game saying, look, let's not try to put the ball on the ground. In practice, that was our mantra. No balls on the ground. Yep. Matt Nagy, Doug Peterson, Andy Reid. We live by the Troy Aikman rule. We heard all the legendary stories about our great colleague Troy and how the ball never touched the ground in practice. Unfortunately for me, it didn't always work out that way. I had my days, but in order to have that happen, on any given day, when you're playing a game of football, it's remarkable. So I got to give him a strong A. And Aaron looked like he was clicking on all cylinders last night, as well as the rest of the offense.
Yeah, you heard it, man. Skip, you see what you got?
Are you going A+?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Mike, you said he had only 6 incompletions. Actually, out on the 5 because Valdez Scantling dropped one on the 3rd down. So he really should have had a perfect QB, a quarterback rating, had it not been for Valdez.
And did Aaron let him know it? With a long glare?
Yes, he should have let him know it, Skip. Quarterbacks, Mike, check this out. Quarterbacks have started a total of 240 games this year. 3 of them have thrown for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 80% completion percentage. Aaron Rodgers has 2 of those. There have been 240 times. A quarterback has trotted out there. 3 games.
So wait, that cinches that he's the GOAT?
No. See, there you go. I ain't trying to do that. See, what Skip would have you to believe, because he wants to diminish this because of San Francisco. Let me tell you, I was in high school, Skip. I took agriculture, Ag 1 and 2. I got an A. Other students say that's not fair because Shannon grew up on a farm.
Thank you.
But it ain't got nothing to do with me. That's a class. It was elective. I get to take it. So give me my A. Mr. Sutton, who is the teacher, say, hey, Shannon, you don't have to come. You know everything about the cattle, about the chickens, about the... I showed up anyway because, hey, Skip, I want to have a good time, shoot a fat with my boys. It does not matter that he wasn't playing a top-notch team. It's still hard to do what he did. Y'all make it seem like everybody in the NFL, the Steelers or the Chiefs or the Seattle Seahawks, they're not. There are other opportunities that a quarterback could have done what Aaron Rodgers has done. Russell Wilson is the only guy. He's also in the MVP. I believe he's leading the race. So for me, Skip, the combination for him and Devontae, what he was able to do, and that's what you do when you play a team like that. You don't fool around with them. You let them know it's not your night. It's going to be, we're going to end it for you quickly. There's nothing like, you don't want nobody to suffer. You don't let them suffer. Skip like, we got a chance to win this thing in the 4th quarter. No, it was over in the first half. And that's what you do. A+, virtuoso, magnifico.
Okay, my turn. I'm going to give both of you this. I am going to also give Aaron Rodgers an A+ for last night's game.
What?
But
I knew it. I knew something.
In degree of difficulty, on a scale of 1 to 10, that degree of difficulty was a 0. To use your school analogy, Mr. Sharp, it would be like taking a 6th grade honors student and giving him a 1st grade test. Well, he's going to ace it.
Wait.
Aaron Rodgers was playing a practice squad last night. He was. The 49ers last night had $80.8 million on either injured reserve or the COVID list. That's how decimated they were. And what do I always say about Aaron? Oh, he can front run with the greatest of them. He is the LeBron of the National Football League. So last night, he's showboating and hot dogging. He's doing it all. He's flipping those passes with twirling his foot when he throws. You know, God. The one to Devontae for the first touchdown, he's kind of like styling it, you know, like, I got this.
Yes.
Watch me put on a show. They're not the 49ers, they're the 29ers. They're about half of what they used to be. And yet, when the chips are down now, when the degree of difficulty goes up to 8 or 9, what have we seen so far this year from Aaron Rodgers? What happened at Tampa Bay? Whew, he threw almost 2 straight pick sixes, and he folded. And he didn't score a point for 3 quarters. And I said, where are you, Aaron? Well, when the going gets tough, the tough get going back to Green Bay. He's ready to go home after a quarter. Well, I'm sorry.
He was already home. He was in Green Bay.
No, okay. He was.
Oh, no,
that was in Tampa.
I think you're talking about Minnesota.
Okay. No, well, then Minnesota, his team didn't show up, and he didn't show up for that game. And then we go back to those 2 49er games last year when they were at full strength, and he had a QBR of 13 on a scale of 0 to 100 in the first game, the Week 12 game, threw for a grand total of 104 yards. And then in the NFC Championship game, he threw 2 picks, fumbled 3 times, lost one of them, had a QBR of 23. So 99 last night against the 29ers and 13 and 23 QBRs in those 2 wipeout losses last year. That's Aaron Rodgers.
All I know is he's had 6 games of 87-plus QBR. 6. How many you got?
My guy is 6-2 on the way to the Super Bowl.
What's
That's
my
all
guy?
I know.
Hold on. If I'm not mistaken, let me look at Green Bay's record. If I'm not mistaken, as I look at that record, they're 6-2 also.
Oh, okay. So, Michael, I got to ask you this. I have made this case all along. Aaron Jones is sort of the unsung MVP of the Green Bay Packers, and I did not think he was going to play last night. And a shock to me, not only did he play, but the first 4 plays of the game were Aaron Jones plays. He set the tone. How valuable is he to Aaron Rodgers?
He's very valuable due to the fact that he's a dual threat. You know, he's not just a runner that's just shifty. When you get him in space, I mean, you can do a lot of things with him. You can flex him out. You can put him in the slot. You can throw it to him. He's a mismatch for safeties and linebackers. So, you know, that's another caveat that they have. That's another reasoning this team can go extremely far because he's so versatile that he just, you know, he gives the defense problems. So, you know, they have a lot of weapons. I was very surprised that Valdez Scantling showed up last night.
Did.
You know, we knew he had the talent, but, you know, it was a night where everybody put it all together. And a game like this can take you a long way. It's confidence for everybody moving forward. But, you know, Aaron Jones in particular is the main reason that the Green Bay Packers are 6-2 right now. And, of course, he has to step it up moving forward, especially come playoff time. But right now, the team is gelling.
And let me ask Michael one other question. The Devontae Adams I'm seeing right now, he's starting to look suspiciously like the best receiver in football. What are you seeing from Devontae?
You know, I had the chance to spend some time with Devontae at the Pro Bowl this past year and talk to him, and he really believes in himself. He thinks he's a top 5 receiver in the game, hands down, and watching him work, watching him practice, you know, he has all the intangibles of being a star receiver in this game for a long time. He runs great routes, and he has exceptional hands. So Aaron Rodgers said it in this post-game interview. It was easy to throw the ball to Devontae, and when you got a guy that's 6 feet, you know, 210 pounds and strong, run good routes, you know, you can get him the ball anywhere on the field. So I like the fact that he's coming around and emerging as a true number 1 for Green Bay.
I'm just surprised at how they were biting on all them double moves. I mean, Devontae just running double. I'm like, bro, why y'all biting on double moves? Y'all need to stay deep. I mean, just let him catch it.
Shannon, if I see a guy on the edge wearing number 47,
oh yeah, he got
that corner, he's gonna get double moved. You know that. Or any number in the 40s, you're getting double moved.
unless you male blood, that's the only guy that I ever saw.
That's true. That's a good point.
Correct.
He did.
Correct.
He was 47.
He was 47. Yeah. He from the crib. So I know Mel. He's from the next county over from mine. But Devontae, I don't know if we're going to do this, but he's moving up. He's a top 5 receiver, and I've always thought he was there. But he's going to have to start getting mentioned with the Julios and the D. Hopkins. He's going to start having to get mentioned in that same breath, because what he can do that these other guys don't do is that he gets the ball in the end zone. Julio Jones reminds me a lot of myself. I was a guy, Skip, I'd have 10 catches, 180 yards, and no touchdowns. And then I look at Tony. Tony had like 6 catches for 70 yards, and he got 3 touchdowns. I'm like, well, how did
Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez.
Okay.
Or I'm looking at Gates. I'm like, how did he do that? I got all these yards. They got all the touchdowns. And that's what Parker is. I mean, Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
He gets touchdowns. Julio might have 250 yards and 1 touchdown. Devontae will have 5 catches for 50 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Well, that's because Aaron likes to throw 2-yard touchdowns, right?
He's a touchdown. They're throwing the ball to get in the red zone.
They will.
Mike Shanahan wasn't playing that.
No.
TD was getting those touchdowns.
Okay, Mike, we appreciate your time, but please do stick around because we need your thoughts on your former teammate, Antonio Brown, getting his first start with the Bucs Sunday.